Greetings and welcome to this week's episode of UC Weekly News. I'm your host, David Danto, and I'm back here in Las Vegas for the National Association of Broadcasters Conference, NAB. Now, this is only tangentially relating to unified communications, and it's only even tangentially relating to AV. I'm going to be speaking with a couple of manufacturers that are making products in the AV space and in the UC space, and a little bit of broadcast, because they're focusing more on content creation this year. So I'll give you a little bit of a feeling for what it's like to be at the show. As you can see, the convention center is still under massive construction. It's the first time I can remember in my life that the central hall, the original hall, is closed for renovation. They've renovated all the other halls right now, so we're all going to be walking back and forth between the north, the west, and the south halls. But stay with us, it's going to be a good show. What's interesting in walking in the expo floor this year is that you're picking up a couple of themes, one that's been around for a few years and one that seems to be emerging now. The one that's been around for a few years, and you have to hit the realization button with a hammer at this point, is that this isn't a hardware show anymore. It used to be a hardware show. You used to see cameras and lifts and lights, and you do still see some of that here, but you really don't see the kind of hardware that you used to see at the show. Most of the exhibits are talking about software and services and capabilities around content manipulation and storage and editing and display and broadcast. So this stopped being a hardware show. And in fact, some of my colleagues that are on the show floor that I've known for years said that they've changed their booth because of it. They no longer need to bring as many people or as much stuff as they used to bring, because now they're really just going for market share. And in fact, this trade show may in fact be not the one that's the most important one if they're selling cables or wire or hardware. And the other thing that is a little more subtle, but I've noticed, you used to walk around the show and see about content manipulation, the idea of going to the cloud, and cloud was everywhere and you wanted to be in the cloud. And I'm starting to see a number of exhibitors showing signs that say, it's just like in the cloud, but it's on-prem, or cloud type services under your control on premises. And that's a change. This idea of repatriation, of bringing the data back on site, is something that people are really interested in, because there's starting to become a lot of issues around trusting the cloud and who's dealing with the security of it and who has the keys and what's the manipulation. So those are two very interesting themes that I picked up from the show. More content coming. So I'm still here at NAB 25, and I'm now at the BlackBox booth with my friend Patrick Cuddy. Patrick, how are you doing?
Great to see you, David. Thank you so much.
So you haven't been with BlackBox for a while. You were with Legrand for years,
right? I was with Legrand for 7 years. I recently came over to BlackBox about 9 months ago. Now I head up their distribution over here and manage our partnerships and our strategic accounts.
So I think of BlackBox as like one of the old catalog companies, like Comprehensive or one of the other that you could always find a black box.
Exactly.
Could find, and by the way, kudos to your team. They're actually giving out black boxes, the best giveaway squishy that I've ever seen, a black box from BlackBox. Really good thinking. But it's not that now, right? It's morphed into something else. Tell us about it.
So it still is the historic, right? That part's not gone per se. It's a different focus. So people do know us legacy-wise for being basically a catalog house or a cable company. Today our focus is more about command and control, moving into the opportunity to say, we need to get information visualized. We need to see all this data. And so what we want to do is we want to give you an environment where you can take your mission critical application or your warehouse application, and you can put that into a visualization studio. So you're taking a video wall application from the world of AV, you're putting a KVM solution on top of it, you're taking remote and local sources, and you're putting it all together in one spot so you can control it and interact with it.
So it's a lot less expensive than the kind of big processors that have been on the market for a long time.
It could be.
And do you guys do the integration of that as well? Are you doing services or
just the product? We will do commission, but we don't do integration. So we do work with the community and making sure that we have all of your partnerships laid out. We're going to just support what normally is supported. But from our perspective, there is some coding and some unique stuff that we do. So we do have 2-3 service engineers that will go out to do that locally once everything's installed.
So you would be the background behind one of the integrators putting this stuff in.
Yep.
How can people find out more about BlackBox?
Just go to www.blackbox.com. Easy enough. Follow me on LinkedIn. Follow the team, or Facebook, Twitter, X, whatever it's called today, and really check us out for the way to connect AV with the broadcast world, and what we're doing here, right, is just simply understand that all of this looks very familiar. It's just being used in a different application that every AV integrator can jump on, and this could be a great opportunity for them to get more
Content
revenue.
creation is big.
Content creation is big.
Growing at the show.
And this will do your post-production kind of work as well. That's the beauty of the KVM solutions and the touchscreens and everything we have. And little footnote, if you want some digital signage, we have that too.
Really? Okay, cool.
So that's on the other wall. But hey, thanks everybody. Great to see you. And thank you,
Thanks a lot.
David, for being here. Appreciate you, man.
So I'm still here at NAB 25, and I'm with John Gleason from StorJ. John, what does StorJ do?
StorJ is a distributed cloud platform for media and entertainment. We offer object storage, GPU as a service, as well as a new product we're launching at NAB, which is Object Mount. Object Mount is really exciting because it's a POSIX compliant drive mount for object storage, and that's any object storage. What that lets anyone do in the media and entertainment industry is use cheap, affordable, available, and fast object storage, but mount it like a local drive on their computer. Easily drag and drop files into DaVinci Resolve or Premiere Pro, edit your videos, and then save them back to the cloud without bringing them local. The best part about Object Mount is that it doesn't have a proprietary backend. It works with the objects in your object storage exactly as they are without breaking them up into smaller pieces or presenting any kind of proprietary backend.
So how would this be relevant to an integrator that's putting in systems? I'm going to reach in and twist your mic a second. How would this be relevant to somebody who's building systems and creating content workflow?
Great. So for anyone who's building a content workflow or building any kind of automation, this really simplifies how they integrate with object storage by simply being able to open up a drive mount on a local machine or on a server and then drag and drop files back and forth. For globally distributed teams who want to work on the same objects on different machines all over the world, this provides a seamless workflow for that is fast, efficient, and low cost.
How can somebody find out more information if they're not here at NAB?
But you can come find our website at storj.io. That's STORJ.io, and we're happy to share you with more information about Object Mount.
John, thanks for the time. I really do appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so we are sitting in the Cisco booth at NAB 2025 with Chris Lapp. Chris, tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hi there. So my name's Chris. I'm a Senior Specialist Solutions Engineer at Cisco. I focus on the media, entertainment, and broadcast industry. So that's all your very large broadcasters out there, all the content distribution companies, as well as live entertainment venues such as the Sphere in Las Vegas or a stadium, any of those types of customers. That's what I focus on.
So many of our viewers are more familiar with Cisco on the unified communications side and the networking side. What is Cisco's relationship to broadcast? What does Cisco actually do in a broadcast workflow?
So at the end of the day, Cisco really connects and protects everyone, whether that's in an enterprise industry or in the broadcast industry. Specifically in broadcast, we do have a lot of specialized solutions for connecting very important broadcast workloads. A lot of people talk about SMPTE 2110. We have a product called Cisco's IP Fabric for Media that really is intended to protect and make 2110 reliable on the network without a lot of extra overhead or a lot of extra unknown configurations that users might have to know, really simplifying that experience. But also we do security and visibility, everything that you're used to Cisco seeing. So with visibility for broadcasters, we have Thousand Eyes, so we can monitor the broadcast all the way to the consumer, making sure that quality of experience is actually achieved. And then security, I mean, everything needs to be secure, whether it's broadcast or whether it's a bank or anything like that. So really, we're doing the same thing, but we just make sure that it's targeted for the media industry in a way that the media industry can absorb.
What are the various kiosks out in the booth showing?
So this week at NAB, we're showing our IP Fabric for Media solution. We're also showing something we've been working on with Intel that Intel calls the Tiber Suite for broadcast, and that's taking broadcast applications and putting them in containers and building a Kubernetes service mesh to make sure they can talk to each other. We also have our Splunk team here, so Splunk and Splunk AI. We have Thousand Eyes, we have security, and we also have connectivity assurance as well. So quite a lot of Cisco products here and demonstrations from each of them.
Okay. How can somebody find out more about the kind of products you represent here at Cisco and reach out to you if they want to?
So anyone can find me on LinkedIn. Feel free to add me. It's just Chris J. Lapp. You'll find me as the media and entertainment guy at Cisco. You can also email me at chlapp@cisco.com or come on by the booth at any other trade show and I'll probably be there as well.
So I'm here still at NAB 2025 with my old friend Ben Nemser from Nemal Electronics. Ben?
Great to see you, Dave.
Great to see you as well. So not a lot of people know about the secret. Now, I hesitate telling people about the secret. There's a plant in Florida that builds cables here in the U.S., especially with what's going on with the government and everything else right now, where you can get cables, connectors, custom. Tell everybody about what Nemal does.
Well, it's true. It is, unfortunately, a very well-kept secret. We're a vertically integrated manufacturing company, so we actually produce in-house everything from the raw cables through the finished assemblies and all types of metalwork and panels. So we provide complete systems, plug and play, if you will. And we work with integrators, we work with system designers and builders, as well as certain end users to really meet the challenges and provide the solutions for interconnectivity.
You were talking to me the other day that you have a big skill set around fiber optic and fiber terminations, and you were doing a lot of that work for broadcast, but the majority of your work is now tilted a little bit more toward systems integration, right?
Yes, that's exactly the case. There's a lot of application in broadcast, but there are huge interests in audio, video, medical, other types of communications. And fiber is really the wave of the future with any type of interconnect. We have actually some interesting slides and presentations on our website that talk about the different distance limitations and bandwidth limitations of copper compared to fiber, and the performance is just off the charts.
So how can people find out more about Nemal?
Go to www.nemal.com or pick up the phone and call. We'd love to hear from you. Shoot us an email or come see us in Miami.
Thanks very much, Ben. Always a pleasure to see you.
Really great, Dave. Enjoy
What is
the
it,
show.
36, 37 years?
It's a lot of years.
It's a lot of time.
A lot of time.
So we're still here at NAB 25, and I'm at the Shure booth. I'm here with Ryan. Pronounce your last name for me.
Budvitis.
Budvitis and Jen.
Liang Shabu.
Jen and Ryan, I'm going to keep it at that right now. And I've got a bunch of Shure questions that have come up. First one I'm going to start with is, it was very interesting for me to see, and I'm going to unblock that. There we go. Very interesting for me to see Shure get into the team space, the unified communication space. It's like, welcome. We've been there for such a long time. Thanks for joining us. Tell me that story. What is the IntelliMix story for teams?
Yeah, the IMX room kits, right? It's a competitive market with a lot of people in it. But we are coming from a little bit of a different angle of being the first audio first company, with the main focus being on like the highest quality audio for those kind of like kits that you would see from many other competitors out there. So again, we have a really great partnership with Microsoft, and the idea is utilizing that 902 really allows everyone in that space to be picked up so clearly to where you can do things for the accurate transcription and the summaries, with Copilot being just a huge thing for Microsoft. And that IMX room kit is going to really lead to having the best experience for that.
And when will these be available on the market?
They're coming within the next month or so, spring, but it's just we're working on some back-end SKU stuff, but it's
so
all
maybe a new product right around InfoComm time.
Absolutely, before InfoComm.
Okay,
yes.
Terrific. So Jen, there were a couple of interesting things that came across my desk while I was looking at the press releases. One was about the, I'm going to get it wrong, Wireless Spectrum Alliance, Wireless Alliance Spectrum.
Yeah, so...
How's it again? It's been a long day here today. Sorry, folks.
That's okay. We're calling this Spectrum Alliance WMSA for short.
WMSA.
And I'm going to send you a
Wireless
link.
Microphone Spectrum Alliance.
Yep.
Okay.
But what we're looking at is production requires spectrum. Everybody wants wireless. We're wearing wireless right now.
And
whether
these
you're
devices
broadcast,
and the satellites and everything are stealing our
which
spectrum.
is great. And for production, we need wireless, and it's important for us to advocate to continue to have that resource available to us. So this is an alliance. While we are spearheading it to get it off the ground, it is not a sure thing. It is really about anyone who's using wireless to come together to let the FCC know that we have these production needs that we're trying to accomplish.
And I saw about a half a dozen or so names of companies that have joined you, probably more than that. If someone wants more information about the Shure products you were talking about, Ryan, where can they find it?
Well, obviously on our website, and then we do a lot of updates on LinkedIn for everything too.
Okay.
So always have the
So they should follow you on LinkedIn.
Well, they can follow me, but just follow Shure.
Shure.
Follow Shure.
Yes.
Okay. Follow Shure. That sounds like a song.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Same for you, Jen?
Same for me. I'm going to get you the link for the WIMSA, and I would really urge like any users who are seeing this, if you care about having wireless spectrum available for production needs, join the organization.
Do you have to be a certain size, or can it be like
Absolutely
independent
not.
designers and audio
Independent
guys?
designers are perfect, right?
Good.
If wireless is in your life and you want it to continue to be so, join
More the
WIMSA.
merrier. Yep.
Jen, thanks very much. Ryan, thanks very much. That's it for this week's episode of UC Weekly News. Thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you next week.